Well guys, one of the things I absolutely love about YouTube is our ability as average everyday people to communicate what our thoughts and feelings are about services and products that we purchase from companies and corporations. And so today I want to go over one of those said products. You've probably already seen it in the title or the thumbnail of this video, but I want to go over the WorkSharp. See if I can get this to come into focus here for us. The WorkSharp guided field sharpener. And this little lightweight sharpening gadget has come in so handy for me in the last 7 or 8 months that I want to share it with you and kind of give you some of my thoughts and feelings on this. I think this is a terrific little sharpening system, and I call it a sharpening system and not just a knife sharpener, because this thing literally can do it all. And I'm going to show you about it here coming right up. So let's take a look at this together and I'll give you my perspective. All right. So here we have it. This is the WorkSharp guided field sharpener. This sharpener consists of 2 diamond plates, 1 course. I don't know if you can see that there, it says it right on there. 1 course, and then on the other side it's fine. Now the coarse side is meant for, you know, very intensive projects. I mean, the diamond grit on this is very coarse, so it's meant for like big chips where you need to reprofile a blade or rebevel a blade. That's the only time that I would ever use that. But these plates ride on magnets within the plastic housing, and so when you put this plate down, it's nice and tight. It doesn't even think about coming off. I've never had it once fall out. When you go to use it, you just flip it over like that, let it drop into place, like so, and then you set it down and you work on your knife with it. This is the coarse side. Then we have the fine side, and I believe that the grits are probably, I'm guessing this fine side is probably in the 600 to 800 grit, somewhere in there, diamond plate. Same thing on this side, you just flip it over. Now the nice thing about this side, it's got a little compartment here. Put some tinder in there and a fire steel, you know, for an emergency situation. After you get done with your diamond plates, then you can switch over to this ceramic, and it's got the full length ceramic bar on it, and then it's got a little ceramic bar on it here for sharpening serrated blades, knife serrations. And I've actually used that. I used it on my wife's bread knife, and it does a fantastic job. I mean, you just take the knife and you basically just, you know, go over the serrations with it, and it'll sharpen them right up quick. You can see it says 20 degrees on each one of these guides. And the reason being for that is because when you lay your knife on there, it'll actually, I'll just kind of demonstrate here. I got a couple knives I'm going to demonstrate with. When you lay your knife on there though, it gives you the actual guide for the angle of the bevel. It also has, if you'll notice here on the ceramic bar, it also has these angles here. Now, it doesn't have what the actual degree to this angle is stamped into it, but from what I understand, it's a 21 degree, so it's 1 degree different from this, which offers people the ability to do a micro bevel on their main bevel, which gives more durability to edges, I guess, from what I understand. I just think it's a fantastic burr remover after you get done with these diamond plates. And so, yeah, anyway, 20 degrees, 21 degrees, and that's why they call it the guided field sharpening system. Now, this little guy right here, this ceramic bar on top, is pretty cool because it's got this little crank on it here, an F, and then a C, and then a J or a hook looking thing. It's actually a hook because this is to sharpen fish hooks. So when that's pointed up, you'll notice it has these little grooves in it for sharpening fish hooks. And one of the things I've used that for, and I may or may not have already said this too, but is for sharpening my steel darts. We have dart nights, and inevitably these darts, they won't stick in the board and they'll fall down and hit the ground, and you know, it'll dull the little tip on it. And so, you know, you want to keep that sharp so you can play your game effectively. Well, if I just throw this sharpener in my back pocket, just spin this around, I can't begin to tell you how quickly effective that is for resharpening the tip of a steel dart. And it does the same thing for a fish hook. Very effective. You've got that, and then you've got your coarse side. This coarse side, you know, I'm not quite sure what I would use that for. All I can tell you is that I've used it just to kind of dress my knives a little bit. See if I can get that focus on that a little bit. There's like little grooves in there, if you can see that. And this is the coarse side to that ceramic. And I've only used it a few times. Generally I don't use the coarse on the ceramic. And then it has the fine side, and as you can tell, I've used this a little more, a lot more than I have the coarse side. This is what I'll finish up with after I get done on the main diamond plates. You can set this flat down on the table like this when you're sharpening your knives so that you can work with them. I'll kind of give you some perspective on that without going through the whole thing. I've got a knife here, buck knife, that's not incredibly sharp, but it'll give you an idea. So you just set that down so it's right on that 20-degree guide, and then you just run it right across like that, and you can give it 3 or 4, and then you can put it on the other end here just like this, and then you can give it 3 or 4. Now here comes a little bit of a con to this system that I've noticed. For these thumb studded knives, this guide does actually get in the way a little bit here. So as you can see, when I'm on here like this, I will start the grind and I'll bring it over and then back, and that kind of helps get the whole blade sharpened. So same thing on this side, it kind of hits right there, so I'll just start it and come over just like that. And once you get your muscle memory going, this gets to be pretty easy. Now the nice thing about this is these are rubberized, so they stick to the table, which is kind of nice. And then it's the same thing when you do your ceramic side. It's kind of rubberized, so it sticks to the table. You know, it's a little bit less balanced than putting it on the big flat side like that, but I just hold on to it here. If you'll notice, there's a place here you can hold on to it. So that's pretty nice. I think that's what I've used it for. And again, you know, I'll just line it up on that 21-degree guide there and give it a few on each side. Last but not least, you've got a piece of leather on the back side. This is meant to be more held onto, you know, when you do it. I hold on to it like this. I realize it's not the safest position in the world, but that's the way I hold on to it. It does come pre-impregnated with rouge on this, green rouge. Once these get clogged up, I'll give them a scrape like this. I'll scrape the rouge off of them. You can see it there on the knife, and I'll put my own rouge on them. I've got different levels of rouge that I use for stropping, and so I've got some of my own rouge on here right now. This isn't the most optimal stropping system, but remember what this is. This is a field sharpening system, and for that purpose, I believe that this is probably the best thing that I've come across personally. I'm on the go a lot, you know. I mean, we're always traveling or going somewhere. And I can't tell you how nice it is just to be able to throw this. I mean, it's not very big. Just to be able to throw this in your pocket or your pack or your glove box, or just throw it in on your seat and have it with you, you know. That way, guys, if your wife goes in the grocery store or Walmart or wherever you take her, clothing store, Kohl's or wherever, Target, wherever your wife gets caught in the trap at. No offense, ladies. And this might go for you ladies too. Maybe your lady goes in to any of those places, or maybe your guy. I mean, there might be those guys out there. Maybe they go in and you're a lady and you like to sharpen your knife. Hey, I'm wide open. I don't care. But in any case, you can sit out in the car and listen to talk radio, or you can throw some music on or whatever, and you can have something to do. Pull your knife out and you know, decide how much sharpening needs done to it. Get your little work sharp guided field sharpener ready and go to town. Just listen to music and sharpen your knife. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how relaxing that is. That's a lot more relaxing than going in and looking at the people of Walmart, or, you know, having your significant other ask you what clothes look good on them, or chasing kids around. So I'm just kidding, but seriously, guys, this is a fantastic sharpening system, especially if you're on the go a lot and, you know, you like to keep your tools sharp. This is, you know, for camping and backpacking and hunting and all that good stuff. I can't think of a system that would be better to have with me if something happened to my blade to where I needed to put an edge on it. One last thing I am going to show you here that I have used this for is sharpening an axe. I have sharpened both my hatchets with this, and I had to take some dings out of. I let some knucklehead use my boy's axe, and he stuck it right into a patch of rocks because he wasn't chopping right with it, and so I had to, you know, get some dings out of that, and the coarse diamond plate on this thing took care of that just like that. And I mean, it's a 1960s plum vintage axe head, so it's the real deal, made in America, hardened and everything. But this did, you know, this made short work out of fixing that edge on that axe. So anyway, I'm gonna grab my hatchet here and I'm gonna show you, give you a little demonstration of how I've sharpened my axe heads and hatchet heads with this thing. It's got a little lanyard hole here too. I don't know if you've seen that or not. So if if you're one of those guys that likes to throw a lanyard on stuff or whatever, I am actually. I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but you can put one in there so it's down in your pack. You can grab it, pull it out. So let me grab that hatchet and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so some of you guys that's been with my channel for a while, this looks familiar. This was my pride and joy. I got this a couple years back. I found it on eBay, and I just love the patina on it. Had a little tiny bit of mushrooming on the pole that I fixed. Let's see if I can get a good picture of this for you. I hung it 2 years ago, and almost 2 years ago, and this just turned out phenomenal. I have chopped so much wood with it. By the way, I mean, I've told you before too, I was in a rock quarry on a ranch, the whole 9 yards. This thing has been put to the test, camping and ranching, and more than you can imagine. And this isn't a hickory handle, this is a white maple handle. You know, the grain pattern's not 100% perfect, but it's not. It kind of has some twist in it. Let's see if I can get this to focus in. It's not perfect, but that doesn't matter so much. I mean, I've put this thing through the mill, and I think with the hatchet you can get away with a little more than you can full-size axe or a boy's axe too. But anyway, enough of that. Sorry. Love this thing though. I got to do a video on this. I should have done a video on it when I was hanging it, but I forgot. So I'm not going to use the coarse, but I had to use the coarse on my boy's axe when I had someone put it in the rocks. But anyway, you know, you just kind of pull these little diamond plates off, and you can go over these just like so, and you can kind of feel when you're on that edge, and you know, just kind of get into this, and as you get going with it, muscle memory will kick in, and before you know it, you're off in dreamland, sharpening an axe. Oh, sorry, I don't want to sit here all day long and bore you guys with that, but I might just work on that a little bit after today's video. But anyway, guys, that is it. That's about all I have to say for the Work Sharp guided field sharpening system from, like I said, Work Sharp. Now, if you want to look up the specs on this, or if you want any more information on this, guys, go to worksharptools.com. Again, I'm no expert on these, but I can tell you from my own personal experience that this is a fantastic sharpening system, especially if you're on the go and like to go a lot. So go take a look at it. The Work Sharp guided field sharpening system. It'll sharpen more than just knives. Do fish hooks and steel darts and axes and whatever else you can throw at it. And by the way, I have not felt that there's been any wear on the diamonds either, so I don't know. I'm no expert on diamond plates, but I've heard that there's good diamond plates and there's bad diamond plates. I'm here to tell you that these are still cutting just as good as the day I bought them, and they've cut a lot. So yeah, anyway, that being said, thanks so much for joining me on this video this time again, guys. Please hit that thumbs up. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Share my videos if you would, please help me grow. I'd like to start doing this a lot more often. I've even got some more good videos in the works for you, some other stuff that I want to do that I think you'll get a kick out of. So yeah, stick with me, and I hope to see you back, and feel free to comment and let me know your thoughts on this. If you haven't already, let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time.
I heard that you finally found your demons buried deep inside your mind. Nothing